Hello, everyone. Welcome to Liberty Bites on the Think Liberty Network. This is Matt McGowan sitting in for William Gadsden. Over the past several months, I've done a series of podcasts reviewing the various Libertarian Party candidates who have declared for president. I have made a case for the Ruff Phillips ticket. I have made a case for Noda. And most recently, I have made a case for my personal favorite, Vermin Supreme. This episode, however, I'm going to try a slightly different tack, and I am going to review one of the candidates who, while he has not declared, is one that everybody is talking about right now. And part of the reason they're talking about him was his July 4th Declaration of Independence from the Republican Party. Of course, I am talking about the esteemed Libertarian Republican Congressman from Michigan, Justin Amash. Now, for those listening who may not be familiar, Justin Amash is a Republican congressman from Michigan. He was elected in 2010. He is one of the founding members of the House Liberty Caucus. He's what you would describe as a conservative libertarian and probably pretty universally regarded as one of the House's most ideologically libertarian members. And for that reason, is one of the most popular sitting members of Congress amongst members of the Libertarian Party. Most recently, he's made news for being the only Republican in Congress to openly state that there is a case for impeachment against Donald Trump, a stance which has obviously made him incredibly unpopular amongst Republicans and what many believe is the reason for his recent declaration of independence from the GOP. Now, for the last several months, Congressman Amash has strongly hinted at a presidential run in 2020, either as an independent or as a member of a third party, which, given his ideological leanings, would most likely be the Libertarian Party, a prospect which, like most things, has sharply divided members of the LP. On one hand, those who support the idea of a Amash candidacy think the case is pretty cut and dry. You have a sitting congressman who is ideologically as libertarian as anyone who's ever served. He has a campaign infrastructure in place which has already proven successful, and he has the name recognition as a sitting member of Congress that none of our current declared candidates, save possibly one or two, can compete with. And on the flip side of that, you have a lot of libertarians who see just another Republican opportunist who's been run out of their own party and now going to try to co-opt the Libertarian Party to advance their own political career. A concern which, after the Bill Weld saga, is certainly understandable. So which is the more accurate view? Personally, I believe the answer lies somewhere in the middle. While libertarians are right to be suspicious of anyone switching parties and immediately seeking the highest position in the land, we must likewise be cautious not to allow that suspicion to run off potential members who are as ideologically sound as most members of the party. And looking at Amash through Larry Sharp's 80-20 rule, he more than qualifies as a libertarian. Likewise, it's important for all of us to remember that most people who come to this party have come through one of the major two. I know two of my personal favorites, Laura Ebke and Brandon Finney, were recently members of the Republican Party and switched parties during their terms. And just the fact that somebody comes from the Republican Party doesn't automatically tie him to the right. I mean, look at me. I came from the Republican Party, and my preferred presidential candidate is a left anarchist. So it's critical to our continued growth as a party that we don't get in the habit of judging books by their covers. And as Amash has proven time and time again, he's no right-wing ideologue. I mean, part of the reason he's on the outs with the GOP is because he was the one Republican not afraid to stand up to Trump. The point is, if Justin Amash is truly ready to join our party, we should all welcome him with open arms. Now, that being said, I still don't think that he's a good candidate to represent our party as its nominee for president in 2020. Part of the reason that so many libertarians are fearful of an invasion from the right is because since 2008, we've had nothing but former Republicans as candidates for president. From Bob Barr and Wayne Root to Gary Johnson, who I still maintain is as libertarian as anyone we've ever ran. But when you add Bill Weld to that ticket in 2016, it's obvious why there's a lot of concern among libertarians that we are in danger of becoming little more than GOP light to voters. And while Justin Amash is certainly light years ahead of Bill Weld when it comes to libertarian leanings, it's still not a good look in a party of activists like the Libertarian Party to show up on the front door and immediately run for president. If Amash is truly serious about joining the Libertarian Party, there's a whole host of things that he can do to win over the rank and file. But with the Libertarian Party being closer than it's ever been before to breaking out on the national scene, it's critical that whoever our nominee is be someone that at least the majority of libertarians can fully get behind. And the best way to ensure that that happens is to pick someone who doesn't need a nomination for president just to join the party. This is Matt McGowan for Liberty Bites on the Think Liberty Network. Thanks for listening.